Hey everyone, it's Hank from Rest to Grow, and I'm here to interview someone really special today. This is Allam. I'm going to let him tell you all about himself. And we kind of have a very similar background as we're educators, and I'm sure he'll fill you in on that. That we've moved off into the marketing space, and Court's doing some pretty awesome things with his company called Go Explore Local. And so, without further ado, let's talk to Court. So yeah, if you could just tell everybody what you do, what everything you do at Go Explore Local, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Hank, thank you so much for having me on here. I love following you, and you're doing awesome things as well. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, I was a high school teacher and a football coach for a long time. That was my background. Got into specifically restaurant marketing about 6 years ago before the pandemic. And really, we took a different approach. Instead of like trying to get likes and shares on photos, we were trying to help restaurants build a database, basically
Right.
lead generation for restaurants. You don't think about restaurants needing leads, but you do, and so building an email list, text list. And during the pandemic, it was awesome because we had lists for our clients of 10,000 people. And we could blast out and say, hey, we're doing a pasta special tonight. Come in. You remember those days when you were
Yeah.
just, letting people know? But there were so many restaurants that had no list, no way to talk to people. And they were like, what do
Yeah.
we do? We've got an empty restaurant here. Oh, what do we do?
Yeah.
And, we learned a lot during that, but we were always kind of thinking, doing these VIP clubs that people have been doing for years, using some kind of an offer in exchange for email and phone number. We were like, it's kind of lame, right? They're all kind of the same. The offers are kind of lame. There's no way to really monetize it for restaurants, and restaurant owners don't like just giving away free food all the time.
Yeah.
And so we were like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. And how can we help restaurants make money even when there are no butts in seats, right? Even when
Yeah.
it's the restaurant's empty, how can restaurants make money? Well, then about months ago, we saw Panera. Are you familiar? We've chatted a little bit about it there.
Yeah,
Unlimited
absolutely.
Sip Club. Yep, it's $11 a month. You get unlimited coffee, soda, tea. And they report that members of that club uh, went from 4 visits a month to 10, because people aren't just coming in getting coffee and
Right.
leaving. They're getting bagels and bringing their friends and doing that. And they have over 1 million people paying them $7 a month. So you can do the math on that, Hank, on
Right.
what that would be. And so it's a subscription. It's a subscription model where they're earning revenue every single month. So we're like, wow, this is a better way. This is the future of restaurant revenue, because they can make money even when there are no butts in seats. And so we built a platform called Go Explore Local, where any merchant can have their own monthly subscription, kind of like a digital punch card. And instead of a punch card that people lose, it's on their phone. And people will pay monthly to access
Yep.
that. And so every single month, they will get offers on their phone. It works like a punch card. And when the month is up, the offers will reset and they will be charged again.
Yeah. Can
There's
I?
no cost to the merchant, no,
Yeah,
no cost. And then we have a revenue sharing. So the restaurant earns 75% recurring revenue. And so
that's
that's Go
awesome.
Explore Local. Sorry, Hank, what question do you have?
No, I just wanted to pop in there and just kind of share my thoughts on that because I think one of the beautiful things about what I get to do in our space with Rest to Grow is, when we interview people like you and when we talk to different people, like today I have a mastermind at 2 o'clock with some pretty amazing people in the tech space, in the restaurant tech space. And one of the things is like just always, you know, trying to figure out like the key concept of like what is like what are the problems that restaurant owners are facing, because you touched on something there about like giving away free food, and I actually have a very good friend of mine. He was my very first restaurant client, and he was using something called back in the day, Dynamate, and it was a book of coupons, and you would take your coupon in, and it was usually a buy one half, get one half off. And he hated it. He was so mad, and he's like, "How come?" He said, "Why don't we give back to the, if they would have given something back to the restaurant for all those books they sold, then maybe I would have been happier." And a lot of people just come in for these one-time offers, and then they never see them again. And I
Yep.
think what you're saying is your product keeps them coming back. And so if you can kind of go into that some and, go from there.
Yeah. Well, that's your number one way to grow. I mean, that's what Panera did. They got their best customers to go from 4 times a month to 10. And so one of those keys is when we help restaurants set up these subscriptions is to have a really good high interest, high margins item that people can get every single day. For example, we work with a fast casual Mexican restaurant. They have amazing chips and queso. So every day, members of their $19 a month club get free chips and queso with a purchase. So they have to purchase anything, a drink, and they get free chips and queso. And they report that people are coming more often because it's a high thing that they love. And so that's number one is, incentivize your very best customers. Give them what they want. And where they can see, like they can get out a napkin and say, okay, it's $20 a month. How many times do I have to come in to get my value? And, they're going to be wanting to come in and get that value out of it. And the other part is you need to get new people in, right? You need to new exposure, people that haven't been in before. And this helps with that because we can say, hey, come give us a try. Here's a buy one, get one burger. Sign up
Right.
for our membership. It's free to join the free, and one time only you get us a BOGO burger. Come give us a try. And the idea is once you get them in once, then, you get them hooked where they're coming back more often.
Yep. I think that's awesome. Yeah. Can you kind of show us a little bit around what it is you do? Kind of give us a visual on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is on a desktop, but imagine if it was on your phone. So every restaurant gets their own sales page like this, where it's got their own logo, it's branded up with their colors and everything. This is Quartz Cafe, it's just demo. And right here, you see we have two clubs. We have a free club and we have a $19 a month club. So in the free club, one time only, you get a BOGO burger, one time only. And then once a month, free appetizer with any entree. And so this is something, they'll use this once and then it goes away. And then once a month, they get this. And on their birthday month, they get a free cheesecake. But then if they upgrade to the $19 a month club, they get all of these things in their wallet, which I'll show in a second. So once a month, a free burger. Every day, free signature fries. So that's that daily offer. It can be punches like a $1 pint once a month, another $1 pint. It can be experiences as well. It doesn't just have to be free food. For example, free a monthly cooking class. Okay, so if you did a cooking class, wine, beer tasting, something like that. So people will join and they will have a wallet. And in their wallet, it will have all of their different clubs that they are members to. And
Nice.
so let's say I go to this one, and I go in and I say, hey, I've got a free scoop. So imagine this is on my phone. And you can see offers can be a one-time, it can be monthly, weekly, day, or their birthday month. And so right here, I say, hey, I've got a free scoop. Staff says, awesome. Redeem it, just like handing in that coupon that you mentioned.
Yep.
Same thing. Staff just has to make sure it gets redeemed. And then they'll punch a button over on the POS just so that there's that correlation. But then it will go away. It will gray out until whatever time period it needs to be reset. So that's kind of how it works there from the customer perspective.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And I think it's really unique, and it's not something that a lot of restaurants have access to. I think one of the biggest things that takeaways, just from what we've spoken about so far, and I think that it's really important to highlight is that this is a revenue driver for restaurants. They're not just giving away free food because they're earning 75%, right, of any of those subscription costs, right? So how awesome is that if you could push these subscriptions to your restaurants? I have a restaurant that does like a wine club once a month, and it's $20. They get more d'oeuvres, whatever. But they're also all very loyal customers that do it. But maybe they could expand it and do more, if they wanted to, and
Yep.
offer other options, give the wine club, but then maybe expand it so that they
Yep.
they generate more extra revenue that way. I
Yep.
loved it. I love the concept, Court.
I apologize. Alexa, stop alarm. My alarm is going off. I
That's all right. I'm
apologize.
taking a drink, so
There you go.
it's all good. We'll try to edit that out. Nah.
Yeah. And so, and that's a really key point. You want to give people experiences that really it's a VIP experience. We've always
Right.
said VIP, but that's been something that everybody gets. What's some kind of thing you can make where, oh my gosh, I get this experience that not everybody else gets. Secret menu items, could be a thing that you could do. Only members get these menu items, or
Hmm.
access to, like we said, events, or maybe special seating, things like that. Board game nights. I mean, there's a million ways you could spin it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that sounds cool. Excellent. So, like, and I think this is one of the other reasons, like, I admire the work you do, is because you kind of think outside of the box. You're always working with other different, I see the interviews that you do with other kind of people in the restaurant space. And I think there's a group of people out there who've actually kind of graduated from the 5 years ago of just like, hey, I'm gonna be a marketing expert and I'm gonna work in the niche of restaurants, and they get there and they're just kind of learning on the fly. My very first client, we were doing a checking contest, which I got in. I got off somebody on the internet, and I went out and tried to sell them on the checking contest. It turned out it ended up that checking contest actually ended up making me a lot of money over the years, because eventually we started doing their online ordering, helping them with that. We built their website. We did all these different things. And so where do you think, especially now with the emergence of artificial intelligence and technology and, just machine learning, all the things there, but even more advanced technologies, because just my opinion, but I find a lot of times restaurants are already overwhelmed, and when you offer them a tech solution, it's got to be easy, and it's got to be very clear, because and a lot of it's got to be done for them. If you can do things and provide value for them, I think you end up better off. So, where do you see the future going, and kind of how does this fit in with providing that value to the restaurant owner?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we haven't even talked about like the data and analytics that you'll be getting out of this, because it'll help. I really believe AI will really be able to help restaurants make data-driven decisions about menu, about
Yeah.
ingredients, recipe, all of those things. And the more data you can collect, the better. And so, with a punch card like thing like this, you can track what are the most popular menu items. What are
Right.
people redeeming? What are things maybe we should be pushing? Then, we're not that far away from where AI with ordering, I bet. I mean, it's sad to say, but before too long, we're probably not going to have very many servers anymore. I went to a place, and it's all going to be like online, even in the restaurant, AI. Because I went to a place the other day and that's what it was. It was kind of cool, but I mean, there was no server that came to us. We ordered on our phone, paid on our phone, and I can see that, because then what else can you do? They were in that when they were upselling me, right? They were giving me options to add on and things, which servers and staff don't always do. So I see that as a big part of the future, is how can we integrating AI and tech, and I think being strategic about it, and really making good data driven decisions. there's not going to be less AI in the future. I had someone say the other day, this AI thing's just a fad.
Yeah.
No, AI is not going away. We're not going to have less AI. Terminator taught us that. It's there's going to be more and more in the future.
Yeah,
So what
for
I mean, I
sure.
don't know what you think about that.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think most of the stuff that we do, there's a couple things that you said there that I think that are really important. And one is data-driven decision making. I think if you remember back in the teaching days, that was like a big buzzword was, working with students and, data-driven decision making. Um, and and so I think providing as much data as possible. When I first started doing online ordering with restaurants, you know, they were telling me like, "Hey, we need to know so we can reconcile our books. We need to know how much we're making." And I'm like, I don't know. You're just getting paid. Like, we're just sending you the money. Like, I don't. But they're like, but I need it broken down. I need the subtotal, the tax, the tips, and so over time, I've learned about that kind of data. But now, everything we do basically has a data source attached to it. And so, we're actually in the process of putting together just another product offering with a tech company that we're working with, and it's going to allow them to do some things, and you're going to be able to see, the restaurant owner is going to be able to see right there, like, hey, this tool that I'm using is giving me this data. And and I think that's why, like, some of these second generation POS systems like Toast and Spot On, I think they've been very successful because they do allow a lot of data, but it still requires a lot of restaurant owner involvement. And I think
Right.
moving into becoming like their tech advisor, where we can handle some of this with a human touch, but we also can make sure that the things that can be automated. Because
Hmm.
if you've ever gone to a restaurant, typed in a restaurant, a message, say on their Facebook Messenger, um, and they don't answer you back, can I see a menu? And they'll answer you back 4 hours later, or maybe never at all. And because they're not monitoring Facebook, they don't care about Facebook. They want to serve food.
Yeah.
And so, just automating things like that for them, I think makes things really special. So, um, did you have anything else you wanted to add, or
Well, one other thing that I think restaurants need to tap into is the power of influencers. There are so many foodie influencers and people that, go
yeah,
around on Instagram, TikTok. I think there's lots of opportunities on TikTok right now because the videos can be just like super raw. It's like the worse the video is, the
yeah,
better. There's no longer a need of like production crews or hiring, lights
yeah,
and things, but tapping into influencers because they have an audience. If you can pay an influencer $100 to get in front of their, 100,000 followers, that's a good ROI because think about it. I mean, think about how much it costs to be on the TV station, on a
right.
commercial, But they have ready-made foodies, people that love food. And so if you can get in front of their people and really start building relationships there, I think that's another opportunity that a lot of restaurants can take advantage of right now.
Yeah, and
TikTok,
facilitating.
again, I think is
Yeah.
huge.
I've had this conversation with a restaurant owner right now, and he's like, they make these gorgeous donuts that are just huge, and they're like, it's like if it's a strawberry shortcake donut, it's a donut with strawberry filling and then marshmallow and this and that, and they're these artistic creations, right? And every day they had somebody doing their social media, and it was like, today's donut is picture. And he's
Easy.
like, I want to show us making the donuts, and I want to show us, you know,
Mhm.
like doing
Behind the
a quick
scenes.
video. They want to get into fundraising. So do a quick video of your donut machine pushing stuff off the line, and say, now we're doing fundraising. Sign up for your fundraiser today. It catches people's eye a lot more. than just announcing it. And it's like kind of one of my biggest pet peeves. And I is when I go to a restaurant page, usually I try to research, see what they're doing. And when every post is just a special of the day, special of the day, special of the day,
Mm.
you know, and it's like, God, you got to just be a little more creative, at least
Yep.
take a picture of the food,
Yep.
something like
Well,
that.
I have an easy little formula. It's the 3 P's. People, product, process. Those are 3 things you can always post about. The people. You always think about the food, but we want to see the people, right? Who are the
Yeah.
people there that are working behind the scenes and doing the cooking? The product is the food, but then the process, just as you mentioned, let's go behind the scenes. And again, the worst the video is, the better, almost. The more ridiculous it is. I mean, we go behind the scenes and shit, like we'll take a burger and just like rip it apart, and people love like just seeing that,
Yeah.
and yeah, people, product, process. That's a really easy way
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
if
Thanks for
you're
that.
out of ideas for posts.
Yeah, thanks for that little nugget right there.
Yep.
Well, you also said too that, like the videos could be kind of gritty and, and raw. And I think we've had some tech stuff here where you've been kind of breaking up in it a little bit in and out. So I think this means this is going to be a great video, right? So I'm not really sure what's going on here, but yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it, Court. Can let people know where they can go find you, find your, find like where they can learn more about Go Explore Local,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
You can find us goexplorelocal.com. We're on every social media platform: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Check us out. Love to connect. Reach out. hello@golocal.com. If you have any questions, we're happy to sit down and chat. And thank you so much, Hank, for having me on.
Oh, it was very much appreciated. Thank you so much.